Hey, family. Another day to get better. So I'm coming at you guys today with a video on stress. And after combing over the information, I noticed that stress is pretty similar to worry and anxiety and have a lot of the same causes, same effects, signs, and symptoms. But what I'm going to cover right now is signs and symptoms, causes and effects of stress. Okay, so what is stress? The stress response of the body is meant to protect and support us. Similar claims have been made about anxiety, that anxiety comes from our body's activation of the body's stress response system. So the stress response of the body is meant to protect and support us, to maintain stability or homeostasis. The body is constantly adjusting to its surroundings. When a physical or mental event threatens this equilibrium, we react to it. This process is often referred to as the fight or flight response. Exactly same response system as in anxiety and worry. We prepare for physical action in order to confront or flee a threat. Our ancestors responded to stressful ordeals in this fashion. Millions of years later, when you face a situation that you perceive as challenging, your body automatically goes into overdrive, engaging the stress response. Immediately, you release the same hormones that enabled cave people to move and think faster, hit harder, see better, hear more acutely, and jump higher than they could only seconds earlier. Like theirs, your heartbeat speeds up, your blood pressure increases, your breathing quickens. Most modern stresses, however, do not call for either fight or flight. Our experience of stress is generally related to how we respond to an event, not to the event itself. I'm going to repeat that part because I'm actually going to highlight that part. But our experience of stress, how we experience it, is generally related to how we respond to an event, not to the event itself. When is stress a warning signal? When it is part of a natural reaction to challenge or danger, the body's response is called positive stress. However, when you feel out of control and under intense pressure, you may experience the physical, emotional, or relational symptoms brought on by negative stress. These are the signs of stress that you need to recognize and control. So the information I'm sharing here in this video and probably the next video, these all come from information and material that was given to me by the Department of Corrections. All right. So it is important to remain attentive to negative stress symptoms. All right, so there's a couple of words here that homeostasis, I don't know what that means. I'm going to put a little asterisk by that, look that up, see what that means. Attentive, I guess that would be paying attention to. So it is important to remain attentive to negative stress symptoms. So it is important to pay attention to negative stress symptoms and to learn to identify these situations that evoke them. So evoke is like that cause them to happen, that um, bring them about. So it is important to pay attention to negative stress symptoms and identify the situations that bring those symptoms about. I like that. So that's one is remain attentive. Two is identify the situations. So pay attention to the symptoms, identify the situation that bring those symptoms about. When these symptoms persist, when they continue, you are at risk for serious health problems because stress can exhaust your immune system. Recent research demonstrates that 90% of illness is stress related. So basically, just by learning the situations that bring about the stress response in us and learning to identify those, pay attention to the symptoms, and learning how to cope with those and make those stress symptoms less, we're 90% less likely to get sick. But yeah, so it is not possible to live without any stress. We can, however, learn ways to handle the stress of daily life efficiently and to manage our reactions to stress and minimize its negative impact. I'm going to circle that whole paragraph. I'm going to say that one again. It is possible, or it is not possible to live without any stress at all, but we can, however, learn ways to handle the stress of daily life and to manage our reactions to stress and minimize its negative effects. All right, so what are the symptoms of stress? Physical symptoms can be caused by other illnesses, so it is important to have a medical doctor treat conditions such as ulcers, compressed discs, or other physical disorders. Compressed discs. I have back issues. Yeah. Remember, however, that the body and mind are not separate entities. The physical problems outlined below may result from or be exacerbated by stress. The circle exacerbated because I don't know what that means. But if we read the sentence, I might be able to think of what it means here. The physical problems outlined below may result from or be exacerbated by stress. Caused by stress, I guess. All right, so these physical problems that may result from or be exacerbated by stress are sleep disturbances, back, shoulder, or neck pain, tension or migraine headaches. Man, that back pain, that shoulder and neck pain, the tension, the migraine headaches, I get that all the time. I used to have really bad acid reflux, man. And here the next one is upset or acid stomach, cramps, heartburn, gas, irritable bowel syndrome, constipation and diarrhea, weight gain or loss, eating disorders, hair loss. It is what it is, right? Muscle tension, fatigue, high blood pressure, irregular heartbeat, palpitations, asthma or shortness of breath, chest pain, sweaty palms or hands, cold hands or feet, skin problems such as hives, eczema, psoriasis, ticks, TICS, don't know what that is, itching, and then periodontal disease, I'm sure that has something to do with our teeth, jaw pain, reproductive problems, immune system suppression, which means more colds and flu and infections, and growth inhibition. So if you're a short person, you might have had a lot of stress. Just kidding. But growth inhibition. So it says the physical problems outlined below may result from or be exacerbated by stress. Growth inhibition may be a result from stress. Now, all right, emotional symptoms. So those were physical symptoms. These are emotional symptoms. Like physical signs, emotional symptoms such as anxiety or depression can mask conditions other than stress. It is important to find out whether they are stress related or not. So if you're having anxiety or you're depressed, those can be okay. So those might not be from stress, they could be masking conditions other than stress. So it is important to find out whether they are stress related or not. In either case, the following emotional symptoms are uncomfortable and can affect your performance at work or play, your physical health, or your relationship with others. And these emotional symptoms, nervousness, anxiety, depression and moodiness, butterflies in your stomach. So these are symptoms, not causes. Okay, so these are signs of stress. Irritability and frustration, memory problems, lack of concentration, trouble thinking clearly, feeling out of control, substance abuse, phobias, and overreactions. So those are all symptoms, emotional symptoms from stress. These next ones are relational symptoms. So in your relationships, the antisocial behavior displayed in stressful situations can cause the rapid deterioration of relationships with family, friends, coworkers, or even strangers. A person under stress may manifest signs such as increased arguments, isolation from social activities, conflict with coworkers or employers, frequent job changes, road rage, domestic or workplace violence, and overreactions. So emotional and relational has overreactions listed as symptoms. Severe stress reactions that persist for long periods of time and recur without warning after a traumatic event or even after an intense experience, such as an accident, hospitalization, or a loss, a death in the family, a loss of your home, loss of a job, loss of other things. But they may become a post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, requiring professional assistance to overcome. All right, so what triggers your stress response? Except for major catastrophes, few events are stressful in themselves. And I underline this little part here, and it says that stress arises when you perceive a situation as threatening. So basically, that comes from how we view things, how we view ourselves, how we view the world, how we view other people, and the rules and assumptions and the beliefs that we have taken on throughout our years on earth, and the meaning we give to them. So our response basically to situations, the way we look at them and how we respond to them, stress arises when you perceive a situation as threatening. Okay. For example, your morning commute may make you anxious and tense because you worry that traffic will make you late. Others, however, may find the trip relaxing because they allow more than enough time and enjoy playing music or listening to books while they drive. Stress is often associated with, and I underline this part here too. So, stress is often associated with situations that you find difficult to handle. How you view things also affects your stress level. If you have very high expectations, chances are you'll experience more than your fair share of stress. Take some time to think about the things that can cause you stress. Your stress may be linked to external factors, so factors outside of yourself, such as the state of the world, the country, or any community to which you belong. Also, unpredictable events, the environment in which you live or work, your environment that you're in, the people you're surrounded with, work itself, and family. Stress can also come from your own irresponsible behavior, poor health habits, negative attitudes and feelings, unrealistic expectations, and perfectionism. How serious are stress symptoms? So yeah, I guess in the next video we'll get to how serious they are, and we will go over acute stress, episodic acute stress, chronic stress, and then, man, did I already bust it into the second half? Okay, yeah, so we'll go into those, to finding those, and then go over reasons that we should learn to cope with stress, and then we'll get into coping with stress, management and reduction techniques. But for now, that's this video, and we ended that at stress can also come from our own irresponsible behavior, our poor health habits, negative attitudes and feelings, unrealistic expectations, and perfectionism. So I'm gonna mark that where I left off. And yeah, man. So a lot similar to do with, worry, depression, anxiety, fear, stress. So I'm going to end that with that, and I'm going to do the journal reading, see what I learned today, 14 years ago, obviously, what I learned that day, what was positive, what was negative, what were my main feelings, and what got me through the day. I believe we're on October 29th. Let's see if I'm right or not. All right. That's October 28th. Yes, we did read that one. Yep. So October 29th of 2011. These are my journal entries for that day. What was positive and what was negative about today. The positive for me today was having the day to get caught up on my assignments. The negative was I did not get any mail. I am waiting for information from college. I applied through the college, or I took some tests to see where I stood in certain areas of education, to see if I had taken certain classes or whatever. But what were the main feelings I experienced that day? And I had mixed emotions today because I wrote a resentment letter to my father as an assignment. He has passed away a little over a year now, so I was feeling sadness and grief, and at the same time felt good to get those feelings out. And sitting right here in the journal is my resentment letter to my dad. But I might read that to you guys. Not today, but I might read that. I really obviously I want to read it first. But. All right, so what helped me make it through that day? Just dealing with my responsibilities and obligations, doing what is right, contemplating the Word of God. What did I learn today? That the cable used to transfer data from a digital multimeter, a DMM, is called an RS-232 cable. Oh, transfer data from a digital voltmeter to a laptop is called an RS-232 cable. Must have been doing the electricity, electronics, technical course or whatever while I was there. But yeah, guys, that's the video for today about stress. Hope the information helped somebody today. Brought a couple of interesting points out to me, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next video on different stages or kinds. How serious are your stress symptoms, and some coping techniques and strategies for stress. Keep pushing forward. Never ever give up. And just because we've done something so long does not mean we have to continue to keep doing it. Thanks a lot, guys. I'll see you in the next video.